All right, got another watermelon test for you here today. I've previously done this 22 long rifle, 380, 940, and 45. It's the biggest, most successful video on the channel so far. And in that video, I had a ton of requests for 10 millimeter, followed by, in order, the second most popular request besides revolvers, which I'll get to that. I'm working on my revolver collection, 357 SIG. And then there was a few 5.7 by 28s in there, and of course 25 ACP, 32 ACP, and all of that, which we just did a mouse gun video this featuring those 22 short, 22 long rifle, 22 magnum, 25 ACP, 32 ACP, and 380 ACP. So if you missed any of those, make sure you go check out the caliber comparisons playlist on the channel, and we shoot way more targets in there with different calibers, like cinder blocks and pumpkins and stuff like that, and with rifles and shotguns as well. So make sure you check out that playlist. But anyways, today we'll have 5.7 by 28, 357 SIG, and 10 millimeter. And you're going to want to pay attention and not skip through the video, because I'm going to have a little bonus caliber in there somewhere that you definitely will not want to miss. Now for the ammunition I'm using, let the hate comments roll in every time I post one of these videos. Doesn't matter. You should have used this for that, and you should have used that for this. I am doing what I believe is a fair comparison here. Stuff that is relatively easy to find. As most of you will know, 5.7 is pretty hard to find. 357 SIG is pretty hard to find. 10 millimeter somewhat, especially in defense loads. But I know you guys are going to, especially the 5.7, oh, you should have used this, you should have used that, because, you know, there's faster loads available than what I'm using here. You know, 357 SIG, that's a pretty decent load, mid load, whatever. I mean, there's not really a bunch of high loads for 357 SIG, but you can definitely get more powerful rounds than this from the 357 SIG. You can definitely get more powerful rounds, more powerful for the 5.7 there, faster, more damaging, at least on initial impact. And then certainly on the 10 millimeter, you can get, you know, if you want to go real high power, you can get like 700 foot-pounds of energy. But again, it's kind of based off of availability and what I could find. But also, I think this is a fair matchup, and this is some stuff that you guys might actually be able to find in stock and whatnot, and somewhat commonly used, except for the 10 mil here, which I'll get to. With the 5.7, I'm going to use the gold dots. From the videos I've seen, these perform pretty well. And I also wanted to stay with the whole hollow point theme, because, you know, the 5.7, a lot of those are ballistic tips and whatnot, which you can't really find. Actually, I don't think you can find at all for 357 SIG and 10 mil. So that's why I wanted to go with a hollow point for the 5.7 here. So that's what we're using in the 5.7. Then we're using the Golden Sabers for the 357. These are advertised, they're 125 grain, a little hollow point there. Advertised 1,350 feet a second. The velocity on these, I believe, is like 1,800 out of the pistol. These are all like high 4, just a hair under 5-inch barrels here, guys. So they're all pretty evenly matched there as far as barrel length goes. And then on the 10 mil, this is a 200 grain. I wish I had like a 180 going a little faster, but again, availability and what I could find. But these are still going to hit freaking hard. You'll see. 200 grain at 1,100 feet a second, so that's 537 foot-pounds of energy. So if we were using a 180 with the same powder charge, or roughly the same powder charge, so it's going a little faster, it'd be a little closer to 600 foot-pounds. But because this is a 200 grain going a little slower, that's why we're down to 537 there. It's because it's kind of a heavier bullet. But I think it's still going to expand really good, and you're still going to see really good results on this watermelon here. Now, typically, this is the part where I say go check out my gel test, but I actually currently do not have any gel tests on these, so we will have those coming up. In the meantime, I have 380, 940, and 45 gel test playlists on the channel if you want to see that. I've already done a couple with the 5.7. I got a bunch of rimfire ones in the rimfire playlist as well. But we'll get some practice shots off here at about 7 yards. That's where we'll be setting them up. That's from the previous little mouse gun test I mentioned there. So we'll be hitting them from here. I got the GoPro down there, so we'll have footage from back here by me, and then we'll have up close with the GoPro and some slow motion in there as well. Also, guys, these are all pretty evenly sized. I've had people complain about that as well. It looks like that middle one is just a tad smaller than the other two, so we'll hit that with the smallest caliber. We'll do that one with the 5.7. All right, guys, here we go with the 5.7. Don't know how well this will focus, but those are the gold dots. All right, that's pretty good. I'm not quite sure I was expecting that, but that was awesome. So that hollow point definitely worked. So the slow-mo is going to do us some good here from back here. Oh, I knocked the GoPro off. So, I mean, there you go. So, up next, 357 SIG. All right. There's the SIG. And that guy definitely threw it a little bit more. Almost came back the juices to hit me. And yep, I was gonna say, I thought I saw a piece fly over here. So definitely more energy dump with that. We're gonna have to really try this with pumpkins and a few other things because they hold together better. And maybe FMJ test on some cantaloupes like I did before with the other calibers, because again, they hold together better. When they're exploding, it can be kind of hard to judge the power difference because they're just all exploding, but you could definitely see it there. You know, it threw it more. So FMJ might be a little more, a little better demonstration there on something that'll hold together a little better. We'll see. Let me know if you guys want to see that. All right. So here we go with those big old 10mm. I'm hoping for even more drastic results. Yeah, a little bit. It seemed like it popped faster. Definitely a little more violent hit there. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to show up here because it just pieces everywhere. That was pretty fun though. I think I might pop these ones that have already been shot in the previous test just to have a little fun there and finish blowing these up. All right, so now for that bonus caliber I mentioned earlier. Got the 22 TCM here with the 40 grain semi-jacketed hollow point there, lead soft tip hollow point. Now hear me out on this, don't freak out because we're not going to shoot at close range. I did the ballistics calculation, if I remember correctly, it was 0.116 on the G1 scale for the ballistic coefficient of that, which these are doing 2,800 feet per second out of this rifle. Now out of the 5-inch Rock Island pistol that's so popular, or was popular, they're doing between 2 and 2,100 feet per second. So at 100 yards, that's about the same velocity according to my ballistics calculator that we're getting with this. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have the 22 TCM pistol, so we're going to walk a watermelon out there 100 yards and hit it at 100 yards, so it should be the same equivalent as shooting the pistol from here. So that's what we're going to do. I really wanted to see that comparison personally, and I wish I had the pistol, but like I said, this works out to be about the same. So because the 22 TCM is actually a decent amount more powerful from a 4 and 5 inch barrel than the 5.7 is. The 5.7 is, like I said, with this traditional type ammo, you're getting like 1800 feet a second out of a 4.5, 5 inch barrel. Whereas with the 22 TCM, again, another 40 grain 22 caliber bullet, but you're getting between 2,000 and 2,100 feet a second. So a decent amount more power out of the pistol there, far more power out of a longer barrel than the 5.7 by 28. So I really wanted to see that comparison. So we're going to make that happen with the rifle at 100 yards. Honestly, these perform so well, I don't think it's going to best it. That's about what I would have expected from the TCM, because having that softer nose there, it expands really well, at least I would think so. And it's going faster, but that 5.7 already did so good. It's probably going to be pretty similar results at 100 there, which would be, again, the handgun velocity. So let's get her out there and see what happens. All right, we're ready to go here. Got that watermelon out 100 yards. That's cool. You can see the GoPro from here on the brick on the left. So there she is. I don't know if I should stay zoomed in or zoomed out. I mean, obviously I'm shooting the 22 TCM here, so I think I'll zoom in on it for you guys. There'll be no cuts in the video. Not that I have any reason to lie, but we're not using a 223 or anything like that. So we're on the get this situated here. It does definitely speak volumes of that gold dot bullet, at least on soft targets. Pretty explosive, it would seem. All right, but let's finish these other ones off here from the mouse gun test I mentioned earlier. Again, check out the caliber comparison playlist if you missed that, and for many more. I'm going to start out here with the 357 SIG, but I'm going to use Winchester White Box 125 grain FMJs, just because I don't have very many hollow points for that 357. So we'll do 5 of those, and then 5 of the 5.7 gold dots, and then 5 or whatever of the that 10mm hollow point. Now, those were all already previously shot, as I mentioned, so that's why they were pretty resilient there, because, you know, they already had cavities through them and whatnot, so they were resilient to popping like if you just shot a fresh one. So, but still fun nonetheless. So, as I said, check out the caliber comparison playlist on the channel for more like this. Also other targets, not just watermelons. We just did the mouse gun, if you missed that. 22 mag, 25 ACP, 32 ACP, 380 ACP. Anyways, lots of good stuff in that caliber comparison playlist there. If you guys want to get yourself any of the products you see me use in my videos, like my shooting bag there, safety glasses, earmuffs, target stand, paper targets, steel targets, and more, links in the description for all that. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll definitely have to try pumpkins out next. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to catch you on the next one.